you're fired. That is hard.
So hard. It hits too close to home for me. Yeah. I hate firing people. I absolutely hate it.
I don't think anybody likes it because you put so much time and investment into them, and you hired them in the first place because you like them.
Exactly. You hired them because you saw something professionally, personally. There was a connection. You wanted that person to be in your bubble, on your team. Yep.
And then something happens.
Or maybe it's a string of something.
Right.
Like, you
'Cause
have
it's
to be
never
on
one
time.
thing.
No, like,
And then we had an employee that was trying to get into portions of our point of sale that was not for employees.
oh,
And
was there a reason? Did we ask why?
well,
That's weird.
I know, and I was like, the funny thing was they actually came up to me and said, "Hey, I can't get into this," and I'm like, "Why are you trying to get into it?
Yeah.
It's my sales and my taxes, and that's not for you."
No.
And they were like, "Well, why not?" Well, it's not your business. So that was the one, that kind of
Red flag.
flagged them. And then there was this. Then we did a special promo for a really good friend of my husband's, and so the price was slightly different. It was outside our normal package price, and they called me up and they said, "I trust that you pay me fairly," and I was like, "What are you talking about? You're on a percentage, so whatever we charge, you get." And I was like,
How would
wow.
that not be fair?
And I was like, that's weird. And then they started closing off their books. Like, they really hard to book them.
You're like, so you don't want to be here.
Right. And then clients were like, I do not want to see them. And that is a big thing. I mean, we're a client-based business.
Absolutely.
So if a client goes, I don't like them, they're not, can I wait for somebody else?
And you're like, what happened?
Yeah. And you're
Tell me
like,
what
and they're
happened.
like, just, I don't want to see them.
And they don't want to tell you, but something happened.
Right.
Yeah.
So those are kind of my reasons for telling somebody we're ending their contract.
Yeah. And as a W-2 with my service providers, for me, it's when, maybe it starts out there a little bit late. And, really in a service provider industry, we should be at work. If your first appointment's at 9, say, we need to be here by 8:45, right? So we can be set up, ready to go, ready to greet the person that's coming in, because the guests may come early.
Well,
so you got to be ready.
Most people do.
Most people do. If you're skating in right at 9, you won't be ready. So then their appointment starts late and it just throws off your whole day. And so you might have a conversation with them about that. But then it gets into, like you said, they want to change their schedule. And then, they're just maybe grumpy with guests. They're not mean, but they're also not friendly. And people start to notice that. And they're like, I just don't want to see so-and-so because they're just not being friendly, or they're just
they won't even say that.
Or,
They'll just be like, I just feel better with somebody else.
yeah. And then you're like,
right.
oh.
And then you just be like, okay, you got to go somewhere else. Yeah. And it's, I know we take it so personally when we have to do that. And a lot of adult beverages are involved.
Yes, a lot of adult beverages.
So don't ever think that that's an easy thing to do.
No, it should not. And also,
it
should never be easy.
No.
If you ever don't dislike firing someone, you need to change your business, because that should never be a joy for you.
No. And then the other thing that absolutely for me, is if you are causing a rift in the entire team, like if you're changing the vibe
of the force.
Exactly. If we have a certain vibe, you have a certain vibe, and if you come in and you mess with that vibe that works really well for everybody else, you're not a good fit.
Yeah.
Because that vibe is working for everybody else.
And it needs to stay working so that the guests come in and they see a cohesive, happy group. Absolutely.
So those are my reasons. That's the reasons we've, and I'm hoping that we don't ever have to do that again.
No,
but
let's never do that again.
But we know.
Yes. We'll do the hard things. We just won't like it.
Exactly.
Wow.